How's everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero, and welcome back to another reaction video. This time we're reacting to the Epic of Serina Part 4 by Curious Archive. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not super excited to dive into this one. I usually say I am super excited, but this one I know it's gonna be sad, man. Like, it says endings and beginnings, but I don't know. I think, like, all the species and stuff that I've got accustomed to, that I've grown to love, like, I think they're all gonna wipe out, which is very, very sad. So, I want to dive into this. So without any further ado, here's the Epic of Serina Part 4. Shall not cease. Nice little quote you got there. Oh.
Welcome back to Curious Archive.
Yes,
this video is
welcome.
a new chapter in my long-running series exploring the incredible speculative
I am excited though. Like,
Serina,
I know they're probably gonna all
birds.
die, but
Serina was created
let's
by
go.
Dylan Beta, a terrific artist and world builder.
That he
Many
is. I'm gonna say that in
exciting
every
developments have
video.
occurred since we last explored his creation.
It's just amazing stuff,
you
my
may
guy.
remember the fascinating premise of the Serina project.
Yes, it is
An
very
unknown
cool. I
force
love it.
leaves a colony of finches on the moon of Serina, along with a few other plant and animal species to
Yeah, you
serve
got some
as their
fishies,
food
some
supply.
ants.
The
All good
project
things.
imagines the amazing life forms that evolved
artwork
from
is
these
so
humble
cool,
beginnings
man.
over millions of years. Creatures that I've explored in past videos. For this entry into the archive,
Hey,
we'll
let's
chronicle
go.
the next era in this evolutionary
Maybe some will
epic
survive.
and witness the rise and fall of countless species as the world of Serina continues to change.
Come on.
So let's return to
Hit me
this
with some
strange
positive,
moon.
please.
And remember to support Dylan Beta on Patreon
Let's go.
using the links below if you're a fan of this
That is very
project.
important. Support the artist, please.
When we left off, the moon of Serina was home to a teeming menagerie of incredible life forms. Yet as
Mostly
the Middle
birds.
Ultimocene period wears on, the planet has continued to cool, and in this changing
gonna talk about their
environment, many species are now threatened. Somewhere on the steppe on a cold night, the last of the flying giants looms tall above the grasses.
Oh, those
For 10
angel-looking
million
things?
years, their species, the storm sonars,
No.
ruled the skies as the largest flying life forms ever
Oh,
to exist.
it's
Now,
starting
without
already.
enough warm land to reproduce, this storm sonar will be the last of their kind.
Oh no.
The loss of the storm sonars is emblematic of how more specialized species won't survive this changing world.
Come on, man. I
And
knew
thus
it was
far in
coming, but it's
Serina,
still
no
so
species
emotional.
has had a story like
They're
the
not even real.
Woodcrafters and the Gravediggers. For
Gravedigger.
centuries, these two life forms
I like
were
the
enemies,
Woodcrafters.
predator and prey,
But they got
divided
along, and it
by
was
a
heartwarming.
seemingly insurmountable
while, but-
gap. Yet now, these two species live together in peace and remain in harmony for the next several
That's hopeful.
millennia.
If
In
anything,
the
it's
words
hopeful.
of the author, the triumphs and tragedies, the joys and the sadness of 10,000 years worth of lifetimes could fill their own story. But upon Serina, where chapters are more often measured in tens of millions of
Yeah,
years, their
that
time
ain't no
together
joke.
is just a dog-eared page in the book
Oh.
of life. And this chapter too.
Oh, when you
must
put
come
it
to a
that way.
close, for the Woodcrafters
Come on,
eventually
man.
go extinct. Always a small population with a highly specialized diet. As temperatures change, they find that
know.
the broadleaf forests they depend on disappear, and
Ah.
soon only one woodcrafter remains.
Oh.
On nights where the skies are clear, the elderly last
Just make it even more
woodcrafter
impactful, why
stands on
don't
the
you?
shore of the ocean and looks out at the horizon.
Oh.
Most nights her small companion, a chattering sparrow gull simply called Bird, joins her.
Love
As a
it.
chatterer, Bird possesses the ability to mimic the woodcrafter's language.
I do remember
even if
that,
they
actually.
Can't grasp the full meaning of the words.
You can mimic it,
Yet
though.
on nights like this, when the last woodcrafter repeats the phrase, "I love you, Bird," to their dear friend, Bird understands that they are cared for. After a long life, the elderly last woodcrafter comes to rest surrounded by her gravedigger family.
Why?
In her lifetime, she's seen the gravediggers achieve things she never knew were possible.
Oh, my
harnessing
heart.
blazing lights in their hands and shaping tools unlike anything.
I'm not gonna
her
cry,
kind
but I'm
had
on the
made.
verge, damn it.
What's more, the gravediggers have begun to weave grasses into
Let's
floating
go.
structures, upon which they ride out into the sea
Oh
for
my
days at a
God.
time. The last woodcrafter knows the gravediggers will continue to change the world.
He's
and urges
hopeful.
them to explore what lies beyond the horizon. And just
Oh,
before the last
man.
woodcrafter closes her eyes, she sees glimpses of a cosmic story she can't
Okay.
understand. Images of a small bird, a little fish, moments long before her time,
Serina.
and moments yet to occur. And through it all, the last woodcrafter
saying there's a
feels
future.
strange presence.
Kinda
and
assumed
tells
this
her
was the
she's
end.
done well. And
Oh.
then the page turns to another chapter, and the last woodcrafter is no more. Her gravedigger family lay her to rest on the hill overlooking the sunset she so enjoyed. In an act that brings the saga of two species to a close, this is the very last time the gravediggers shall dig a pit for a woodcrafter. Her companion bird lands upon her antler, for some time not understanding why their friend is silent. Bird stays in the gravedigger village for a
Bird,
few
I'll love
days,
you.
watching them cast out to sea. The gravediggers are determined
Gravediggers know
to
what's up,
fulfill the
though.
final
They're
wishes
going on
of the
boats.
woodcrafter and chart what lies beyond the horizon. The last woodcrafter told them that in a world as big as this one, there had to be more intelligent species like themselves.
It's like Attack on Titan.
Somewhere out upon the sea,
Aaron.
they hope to fulfill the dream of their dear friend. And Bird flies off on their own, beyond the beach they
Bird.
know so well. But they
They're
never forget
fictional
the last
animals,
woodcrafter,
and I
or
am
the phrase,
so emotional
"I love
with him."
you, Bird, which they repeat to their children, who like Bird do not understand the meaning, but understand the context in which to use these words. For the chatterers are, in fact, the descendants of the last babbling jays, the first advanced intelligent life to emerge for a brief
I remember
time on
them.
Serina all
I
those
actually
eons ago.
remember some of
And
the
while
species,
chatterers aren't as
man.
intelligent as their ancestors from the Pangaeocene, they are a species to keep an eye on. Through the coming generations, the last woodcrafter lives on in the words the wild chatterers affectionately whisper to
Just
each
gonna
other,
repeat that again?
carrying her memory across the stretch of time. And out
God,
to sea,
dude.
the
Just their
gravediggers have
story
found a
alone
new,
is so
brighter era has
everything.
begun, the Ocean Age. As Serina has
Ocean.
continued to cool, the majority of the plant and animal life have become reliant upon an equatorial ocean between the massive ice sheets of the north and south. While the sea level has technically dropped, in this period the oceans rise to greater importance than ever before in Serina's history. While braving these
Explain.
waters, the gravediggers will have to contend with all manner of life.
Yeah,
Swimming
that ain't
at
no
the
joke, man.
surface are the gigantic oceanic
Ocean's
pike
scary.
birds. While they look like fish, as their name implies, pike birds are, in fact, birds. Specifically metamorph birds.
Yeah,
A
is a
clade
metamorph
which has managed to
bird,
conquer
okay.
all manners of niches across Serina thanks to their highly variable biology. Pike birds evolved from tadpole-like larvae over millions of years.
Are
with
they
the
the same
laws of hydrodynamics and
ones as the
convergent
other
evolution
species we
shaping
talked about in
them
the
into
last video?
remarkably fish-like organisms. And as long as food remains abundant, these fish birds will likely continue to flourish.
Okay. At least
But
some
the seas of
species
the
are
early ocean age aren't
surviving.
just populated by aquatic birds.
I don't like
The
it.
sea dragon is a descendant
Kinda
of
reminds me of
fish
Joker.
like the swordtail, and is a highly successful species, albeit the last
That
of
is
their particular
not the
group.
swordtail.
Able to breathe atmospheric air for a short period, the sea dragon has converged on a niche not dissimilar from Earth crocodiles.
Oh,
And
okay.
anyone familiar with Earth's natural
That I
history knows
am.
that the crocodile niche is a pretty enviable long-term gig, so to speak. As
God, they live
crocodiles
so
have stuck
long.
around since the age of the dinosaurs. And at 15 feet, or 4.5 meters, the sea dragons are massive predators, but they're far from the largest things patrolling these oceans.
Okay.
Elsewhere
Do
upon
tell.
the waves, a huge horde of gnashing teeth and shifting legs moves upon the surface.
Wait, is that whole thing it?
This is a sea shoggoth, and it's a colony
What?
of the most unexpected creature, the ant. Left on Serina
No.
as a food source millions of years
Dude.
ago, the unassuming ants have quietly
I didn't
been
think the ants would
evolving
come
in the
back.
margins since the beginning of this epoch.
Yeah, you literally
By the
didn't talk
early
about them.
Ultimocene, certain ant colonies had adapted to move in super colonies, millions strong.
They're like
devouring
nanobots,
everything too
real
slow to
bugs.
escape their advance through the
So cool.
underbrush. And now, in the ocean age,
Now they're
the
scary.
descendants of these ravenous colonies have taken to the sea, functioning like a single massive predator.
Dude, that
With
is so
many sea
freaking
shoggoths
cool.
more than 30 feet, or 9 meters across, they require a tremendous amount of food to function.
Yeah.
Once a humble food source,
Feeding
these
the entire
ants
colony
are
as
now
a
the
whole.
hunters. Other species need to watch their backs.
Oh,
But the
that is
social
so
gravediggers
cool.
are thriving.
Not for any
Just
other species, but
5,000
the
years
ants.
after the last woodcrafter, they've become a
Look at
skilled
you.
seafaring civilization.
Let's
with
go.
traps, tools,
I want
and
to play
a written
raft for some
language.
reason now.
Metalworking, however, is difficult in such an environment
Well,
and
yeah.
has never been discovered, so their
Kinda
technological
surrounded
growth
by
has
water.
remained largely unchanged for many centuries. Yet in all that time, the gravediggers haven't forgotten the last woodcrafter's
thank
message.
you.
From oral traditions
'Cause I
and
love
art
you,
like
right?
this tablet, the memory of their lost friends has been kept alive.
Let's
The
go.
Gravediggers have immortalized the Woodcrafters as parent-like figures who help show them the value of life different from themselves.
So, like,
As
them
a
as
result,
enemies was
modern
just
Gravedigger
wiped off of
culture
history?
emphasizes the Gravediggers are only a small part of a wider food web, and that somewhere in the ocean there must be other intelligent life forms.
Yeah.
Little do they know
Hey,
that deep
you look
below
like a
the water's
penguin.
surface, another intelligence has indeed developed
Let's
in
go.
the form of the Daydreamers. These life forms
Daydreamer?
have been evolving
That's pretty dope.
unnoticed under the waves since before the rise of the Woodcrafters. And in that time, the Daydreamers developed a way of thinking which is entirely unique. We've actually met the ancestor
Aye.
of the Daydreamers before in this saga, in the form of the Sea Strikers,
Uh-huh.
a group of predators
So they're
with
even more
intelligence
penguin-like.
roughly analogous to a dolphin's. The Sea Strikers
dolphins are
learned
pretty
to
smart.
farm and feed upon the porplets, a type of dollfinch that
Porplet.
were also quite intelligent. And in the modern day, the Daydreamers have evolved a
Looking
truly
sharp.
distinctive form of intelligence. Their brain is divided into two hemispheres that can
I'm
function
sorry?
independently of each other,
What?
so that one half can sleep while the other remains active. Strange as this might sound, the brain hemispheres of certain dolphins can also do this to a lesser extent. But the
Tell me your
experience of having
secrets,
a brain
dolphin.
like a daydreamer would be strange indeed.
That's why they're called daydreamers. That's
because
dope.
The daydreamer dreams while wide awake.
Ew.
Taking these dreams
Oh,
as visions and prophecies,
I love it.
the
He unleashed the
Daydreamers
Avatar
are a
state.
highly spiritual populace.
Let's
And
go.
there is one legend that stands out from the others.
Is that right?
A
The Last
creation
Airbender?
myth, glimpsed through shifting dreams of how
Oh.
Serina came to be.
Oh.
According to the Daydreamers, in the beginning, a mysterious creator was alone in the void. To amuse themselves, they began to build.
I mean, they're not
forming
wrong, right?
Something from the nothing until the world itself was drawn into creation. The creator forged the
Question
air,
is he
the
talking about the
water, and
artist or an
land,
actual
and all
beast
of the
in
life
this
that
universe?
dwelled upon the three realms. Then the creator gazed down from above and grew curious. The creator wished to experience the new world, not from the outside, but from within. And so the creator
Oh.
fractured their essence into thirds. One soared off into
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the
5D?
limitless sky. The next walked upon the shores and far beyond.
I love this.
And there they continued to reshape and change the land as they saw fit. The last settled in the lowest realm,
The Avatar.
using their strong flippers to dive down deep into the seas. And the Daydreamers believe that
Probably
one
smiling
day,
like an idiot the
three
entire time.
splinters
This
will
is very
find one
interesting
another
stuff,
again,
man.
And the creator will finish its journey.
Oh.
It's a fascinating tale, and
Hey.
perhaps some form of truth
Kinda
lies
stingray-
hidden in the
stingray-esque.
Daydreamers mythos. In any case, while the story is one of unity, a dangerous societal rift currently exists between two distinct Daydreamer populations.
Oh, please go
The
on.
undersea Daydreamer populations are divided between a group called the Fishers and a group called the Pastoralists.
Okay.
The
I was wondering
Fishers
why they were
feed
different.
entirely on small aquatic life, and have a close alliance with the intelligent Luddies, a relative
Okay.
of the porplets they once farmed. The Fishers are
Uh-huh.
a uniquely social and curious
Kinda like a
group,
Genghis Khan
and have
situation?
taken on an almost
wanna say what it
parental
actually is.
role in keeping the Luddies safe from predators. In contrast, the Pastoralists live a very different lifestyle. They continue the ancient survival strategy of farming porplets for food, which is reflected in their larger, serrated beaks.
Is-
The porplets,
is that not
however,
awkward?
are much changed, becoming the knot.
Yeah, you don't
A
say.
livestock species almost too
They look a
rotund
little
to
different.
swim and blissfully unable to
That's just
comprehend
cruel.
their situation. Indeed, the Nop can only survive thanks to the protection of their pastoralist farmhands. This complicated situation, however,
Yeah,
has led
complicated.
to a seemingly endless Cold War between the two populations, with the Fishers seeing the pastoralists as evil and the pastoralists seeing the Fishers as bizarre extremists. Yet now, an ancient
That's
threat is
interesting. That is
emerging
very
that
interesting.
threatens both populations.
I mean, humans do that, right?
For
We're the
there
same
is
species.
another long-lost faction of Daydreamers.
Venom?
These are the War Mongers,
Close.
a huge offshoot that evolved to hunt wild prey in the distant open oceans.
Oh.
They diverged even
Why are there
before
so
the
many different
Fishers
species
and
of
the
this one thing?
Pastoralists split off, and now this isolationist subset has found their cousins again. And the War Mongers
Oh,
have their own beliefs
no.
that they alone are the sole descendants of a dead god, and therefore are above all other life, including the Daydreamers.
Oh
The
my.
jaws of the warmongers don't distinguish between fishers and pastoralists. And now, an all-out war is
Non-distinguished is
beginning.
good.
But the other Daydreamers have hope. Hope because the fishers
Let's go.
believe that they have
Hope is
found
good.
another aspect of
Hope
the
is
creator
important.
from their most sacred myth. For some time now, the ever-curious fishers have been aware of the gravediggers, finding their tools upon the ocean floor, strange relics from another realm. Many fishers come to wonder if perhaps these strange creatures are one of the lost essences of their supposed creators. And with the warmonger threat on the rise,
they're looking at each other like,
decided to, at last, make contact with the strange creatures from the surface. The first gravediggers to be greeted by a talking whale urgently pleading for their help were surely confused. And indeed, the first fishers able to
look at them, they're like,
gravediggers' slow guttural language are imperfect messengers at best. But the gravediggers are eager to listen.
Let's go.
News of talking
Starting to really
whales
like the gravediggers.
quickly, as it is the fulfillment of the gravediggers' own mythos, just as it is the fishers, to meet another intelligent species. And
That's
as
amazing.
Communication improves and the danger of the warmongers becomes clear, the gravediggers realize it will take both the fishers and the pastoralists united to stop them.
What about
and
Wing
while
Boy?
neither side believes an alliance is possible, for once they have a common ally.
Let's
And a
go.
common enemy. But the warmongers have been
Can
watching.
there not be enemies,
A select few know the Daydreamers have allied with mysterious animals from above the water, and see the gravediggers as a threat to warmonger culture. After all, the advanced gravediggers
It's
seem
different,
like
so we
living
kill it.
proof the Daydreamer creation story has more truth than they assumed. With their size and strength, what chance would the puny gravediggers have against them?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man.
Indeed, by dragging the gravediggers into the warmongers make a fatal mistake. In their next battle with the Daydreamers,
they got tools.
fishers and pastoralists strike with poison spears that the warmongers can't comprehend, and wear stark white plates and bones that block the force of their jaws. With armor and weapons created by the gravediggers, the Daydreamers are now more than a match for the warmonger legions. But the warmongers aren't as homogeneous as they first appear. They too are made of different groups, forged from generations of struggle, and many are only seeking to survive.
How many subcategories is
the
this?
tides of war change, young warmongers question their allegiance to their leader. After much suffering, the old figures of power are
what is this
violently
even
cast
about
out,
anymore?
And the warmonger ranks are shattered from within, and the war for the ocean, at last, comes to an end.
Okay.
Healing and reconciliation do not come immediately, for such things are rarely so simple. The immediate fighting has ceased, yet the warmonger remnants are now leaderless and disrupted, and the fishers and pastoralists remain divided. Yet as the years become centuries and centuries become millennia, Daydreamers begin to blend.
Wasn't the planet supposed to
by their allies from the
die?
land? Together,
Moon,
this coastal
sorry, not a
alliance
planet.
of gravediggers and Daydreamers will persist over a timescale no culture before them has ever come close to. And the gravediggers would never forget
why you keep
their
going back to
oldest
them?
allies, the woodcrafters, who helped make all of this possible.
That is true.
There are many stories yet to be told, and questions yet to be answered.
Okay.
But that's all I can give away for now.
So there's going to be another one.
Serina is still ongoing, and if you find the project as thought-provoking
like to
as
see.
I do, please
I love
support
it. I love
Dylan
everything
Data
about
on
this, man.
Patreon to gain access to entries further along in Serina's future. I've got links in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this entry, please lend your support by liking,
Awesome narrative of
subscribing,
this
and hitting the
amazing story.
notification icon to stay up to date on all things curious. See you in the next video.
See you. Alright, so just take a step back and think just for a second. Like, we started with birds on a moon, and we got to the, like, just the different species, and like how the gravediggers and I forgot the other ones, I'm sorry, but the antler arm dudes, like, they got along so well, and then that progressed for the gravediggers. Like, once they got into the sea and stuff, they met new friends, and then they helped them like win a war, and it's freaking crazy, man. This started with birds. I don't know, it's just so fascinating. I love this so much, and it started off with like the evolution, like, see, like, how a bird would change over the years, like how the differentiality of the birds, like, you got the ocean, you got the sky, obviously the birds, and then you got like the ones that only have like 3 legs and stuff like that. Like, it's very interesting stuff. And then you have the intelligence finally kicking in, you know, and they actually like think, like, actually have reasons behind their actions and stuff, and they're holding up a little bit. And then when they finally decided, yo, we gotta talk to these people on these weird boat things, and then, I don't know, it's just very fascinating. I know I'm babbling right now, but I hope I'm making sense. This is fantastic stuff. I can't wait for the next one, and for him to
say that it's continuing makes me at ease, because I kind of assumed that this was just going to be the last one and the moon was going to like explode or something at the end of this, which I was really hoping not, but it's hopeful. I am very hopeful for the future now. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, and check out the merch and become a member. You get video a day early. So with that said, I've been Master Zero. Y'all guys have been fantastic, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Later days.